Good evening, everyone. My name is Ashwini. I'm an independent researcher and postgraduate student at Deccan College Postgraduate Research Institute. Uh, the paper that we are going to present today speaks about the explorations of non-denominational Vassāvāsa Caves with the case study of Wakrul and Hal caves, which are located in the Konkan region of Maharashtra. Uh, Okay. In the first slide, you're able to see two maps that show locations of many major, popularly known and lesser known cave sites that are located in Maharashtra. The blue map is collective work that we have done, like from third party information and caves that we have come across on our own and from our readings. In these caves, the two that are marked in red are the caves that we are going to talk about today, Wakrul and Hal. All right. When we talk about Maharashtra and we talk about rock-cut caves, Maharashtra, as you know, is very rich in rock-cut architecture. When we talk about rock-cut caves, anyone talks about rock-cut caves. They are synonymously, associated with Varsha-Vasa. But no, the concept of Varsha-Vasa is not really looked into in context of the plan of these caves. No, don't. Now, when we talk about Varsha Vas, like the name itself suggests that it is a practice that was carried out by monks who were not supposed to move from one place to another during the rainy season. And this was the period when they settled in these monastic complexes or even smaller rock-cut caves that were maybe donated to them by like any patrons. Now these Varsha-Vasa caves, the ones that we are going to explore are can be multi-celled caves or single-chambered caves, and depending on its location, can be possibly used by either monks, ascetics, or even laymen passing by, these locations. The two caves that we are specifically talking about, can you just go back to the second slide? The yellow pointers that you're able to see, these are the major trading trading hubs, and as you can see, all the blue, are the very popularly known cave sites which are concentrated near these yellow markings. So many caves, there is a lot of patronage in these regions, and you can see that this concentration of these caves are almost around these major trading hubs. Whereas if you can see the inset map that you're able to see, these two caves fall very much outside, away from any trade route as such. Go to that. All right. In their context, in their geographical as well as their site-wise context, Varsha-Vasa caves can be both, either they can be isolated caves that we are going to see. We are going to see both the cases in the further slides. They can be isolated single-celled or multi-celled caves, which are closer to existing major cave complexes or major trade routes or trading hubs, or they can be part of the main site, a main popular complex itself, but their functionality can totally be attributed to the period in which they were carved, as we know that not all caves in a major cave complexes were carved at the same time. The caves are carved, many of these caves are carved at in different point of time in a single complex. So they may also, depending on that, these caves may or may not have a sectarian association. Okay, the first case study that we are going to be looking at are the Wakrul Caves, which is located near Pain. The images that you're able to see are exactly in sequence as they are at the site. As you can see, only the central cave is actually a usable single chamber with 2 pillars. The cave itself does not show any artistic or sectarian association as such. The two cells on either sides seem to be incomplete cells, which are very shallow and cannot be used for any functions as such. Here you are able to see just a floor plan to give you an idea of how you can see those the other 2 cells are pure completely hollow, whereas this only a central hall has a proper chamber inside with a veranda. Next. The only motif that the cave ever shows is the petal motif under the amlaka of the 2 pillars, and this is only based on this. It can be associated with caves that were carved in the similar carved in the similar period. In my discussion with Dr. Ganveer, he suggested that the caves might be of a similar period as the Lonard caves that are located in Kalyan. Now, similar cases, similar case of isolated caves, which are completely away from these trade routes or major monastic caves, can be seen at Dungi, which was a cave in the Navi Mumbai region of Bombay. There is an unknown cave on the same hillock as the Gandharpale complex. So this gives this can be an example of a isolated cave which is still very close to another major cave. There is another cave at called Indravan Caves at Chandor. I don't have an image for it. The second case that we are going to look at gives more is a better example of the case that we are trying to make. It's the Har Caves. The cave in its entirety does not give any idea as to belonging to any sect or it's absolutely devoid of any artistic feature at all. It's just so in this floor plan, you're able to see it's a very interesting plan, which absolutely looks like a lodging complex where you can just go take shelter from the rain. It can protect you. It's at a height, so it can protect you from rain or any predatory animals, and it can also keep you away from it's right at there's a village right at the base of the hill, but it is still isolated. There's a very small pathway that goes up the hill, but it still functions gives you the how do I say the function of being isolated. It is a there are 6 cells with 2 benches. Now if we argue that these are caves that were used by for their Varshavas, very strictly used by monks for their Varshavas, the double benches kills the whole practice of Ekantavasa, where they were supposed to, when they are staying at one place, they are not supposed to be staying with another person. They have to stay in isolation. But this completely kills that purpose, where you have a roommate with you who's going to be sharing the room with you. Now it totally depends that whether you want to talk to the other person or not, but human nature, you are going to talk to the other person. So this is a very interesting floor plan that it shows. Now, similar to that floor plan, while it is an isolated cave, the similar floor plan can be seen at, this is the rightmost vihara of Betse, which shows a very similar floor plan of having and like a hall with cells and double benches and also spaces. So even in the previous slide, so there are these small niches that are carved in the walls of each cell where, like, you know, you can like mostly keep your belongings. In the next like anyone can have their minimal belongings. The next slide, yeah. But here at Betse, you are able to see, like, you know, the niches just increase in size, but like just the functionality of, like, you know, it does not really it can be used by anybody, like not just monks. Raamesh sir's conversation with Shubha Khandekar ma'am gave us the information that cave number 12 and 13 at Ajanta, in the Ajanta complex, show similar style of floor plan, but we won't make any argument about these without further studying the caves in the context of the whole in the whole complex. The two caves that could have made the list of the previous the examples are the Vagdevi temple at Chaul and Lonard caves. These are isolated caves showing, like, you know, a similar functions, but right now they have been appropriated by temple, like okay, currently they have been occupied by temples, but they are completely isolated. However, Lonard does fall on the trade route which from Kalyan to Sopara. But again, it is an isolated shrine. It's like a one-off case. Now, these caves, like the major cave complexes, we already know are like are protected monuments, many of which are also UNESCO World Heritage Sites, are also popular heritage tourist destinations. We would also like to like, you know, make the case that these non-denominational and isolated caves are also a part of the rock cut heritage of Maharashtra and also have a great heritage potential. These caves are in a very bad state of conservation right now, and a little more attention needs to be brought, more light needs to be shed upon these caves, and they need further studies. Many of these caves have been reported and documented by heritage enthusiasts, trekkers, and local, like they have been mentioned, many of them find their mention in the district gazetteers. And if you happen to find any such cave sites, we are very much open to, like, you know, you giving us any information if you would like to. And if you have any further questions, in the end we have our email IDs. You can just inform us, or any further questions that you have, you can relay to us, and we will try to answer them to the best of our knowledge. We would like to thank Dr. Abhijit Dandekar, Dr. Shrikant Ganvir, and Shubha Khandekar ma'am for their very resourceful discussions that we had with them. These are our email addresses for any further. Thank you so much.